Hello. In this video, I will be talking about the historical and biographical context of the fifth season by N.K. Jemisin. Why is it important to know the historical and biographical context of the fifth season? It is important to know the historical and biographical context of the fifth season because it provides us with a deeper understanding of Jemisin's experiences and how they helped to influence and shape her book. In her novels, Jemisin explores oppressive structures and power dynamics. By knowing these facts, we can better understand these themes conveyed in her book. How does Jemisin's personal experiences influence the events in the book? Jemisin's personal experiences played a significant role in influencing her story. As a Black woman, she often faced societal limitations and obstacles. These struggles influenced her narrative on power and oppression. Her experiences are reflected in her characters, as they often have significant capabilities to exert influence in their world, but live in societies that are designed to keep them from doing so. For example, in the fifth season, Origins are a race of people that have the tremendous power of moving mountains and controlling volcanoes. However, the society that they live in is conditions to make them has conditioned them to make them believe that their powers make them unworthy of being considered human, and for this reason they are exploited and oppressed. What experiences contributed to Jemison's writing of the novel? Jemisin gets her inspiration from a lot of different sources. Her knowledge of systems of oppression and hierarchies of power come from her background in psychology. She also does extensive readings on nonfiction literature, such as 1491 by Charles Mann, a book about the Americas before Christopher Columbus, Collapse by Jared Diamond, a book about how societies choose to fail or succeed, and The World Without Us by Alan Wiseman, a book about how the environment would look like had humans disappeared from the earth. These works provided her with ideas and thoughts that formed the foundations for the fifth season. The diverse influences contributed to her writing. How do Jemison's characters reflect her identity? Jemison's characters in the fifth season often represent parts of her identity. For example, the main protagonist, Essen, in the fifth season, is a Black woman in her mid 40s with dreads. This perfectly describes Jemison herself, as she is also a Black woman who has a dreads hairstyle. Jemison explores her own identity through her characters, and in doing so, creates relatable narratives in her writing. Now, let's explore the parallels between Jemison's personal journey and the protagonist's journeys in the book. The journeys of Jemison's characters are reflections of her own experiences and obstacles, such as overcoming doubts and dealing with societal pressures relating to her decision to pursue her passion for writing. In the face of oppression, Jemison and her characters both demonstrate resiliency, self-discovery, and empowerment. The fifth season's focus on power dynamics and oppressive regimes also corresponds with Jemison's personal interest and background in psychology. These similarities between Jemison and her characters deepen the reader's connection to the story and makes it more relatable. What historical events can the fifth season be compared to? A historical occurrence that the fifth season can be compared to is the slave trade in North America. In the 1500s, Black people were enslaved and brought over to the United States and Canada in order to provide cheap and intensive labor. The exploitation of Black individuals were maintained by laws that denied them of basic human rights and reduced them to their owner's property. Similarly, in the fifth season, anti origin oppression was perpetuated by the Stone Law, which states that origins do not classify as human beings. These teachings are then maintained by the Guardians, as they brought origins over to the Fulcrum in order to exploit their origin power. Also, the cataclysmic seasons that occur many times in the book's history can be caused by origins. Similarly, the fifth seasons can be a link to how in real life human beings have a hand in causing climate change. Now, here are my sources. And that is it. Thank you for listening to my findings on the historical and biographical context of the fifth season.